So I so being a social scientist, I added economic expertise in human behavior and what it has to do with wealth creation and relationship with monetary values, materialistic values, and what is the story of development, and therefore could have a better perspective about the historical account, especially what how colonization can be explained through a storyline which should promote harmony, cultural understanding, and that's what my all vlog and all writings have been about. But originally, I was as a child, I was very interested in science fiction. I was always interested in science fiction. Maybe looking at the night sky beauty of it, and I was really into the science fiction movies. My favorite Star Trek is my favorite series. So I had a lot of understanding as well, and I it's my hobby to really, being a good mathematician and quantitative economist. I follow astrophysics and physics as a hobby. I mean, YouTube is an amazing place to learn a lot of physics. So I have seen a lot of, maybe it's been decades that I've been seeing every other day a great movie, documentary, lecture by one of the best physics scientists. So I have an understanding about, Stephen Hawking's Brief History of Time is my favorite. So I read it while I was in college, and of course I read a lot of literature as well. Not only the fiction, this popular fiction, but a lot of literature. The Shahjazis, Imran series, and you name it. Yes, I spent a lot of time even in school I started reading a lot of literature. So my Urdu was quite good. But then this fascination, and then being a little bit spiritual, I was always wondering that I'm not a poet. I'm really, I'm not somebody who can really tell a great story through playing with words. Not even in Urdu or English. My orientation is to be a scientist, to understand things mathematically, logically, and quantitatively. And therefore, I would always wonder how I can really express the beauty that I observe. This is kind of it's a constraint again, but I would spend more time writing about empowerment of the poor, women rights, and all that, which represents my commitment to then suggest that I am also among those lucky ones for whom the world is a beautiful place. And definitely, this is the TV culture, the movie culture, fiction, storytelling, and of course Islamic history, having Muslim foundations, the origin, the basic foundations which I have of Islam, which I learned as a school-going child, would then make me very confident to say that Pakistan is as a country which has Islamic orientation, Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Islam is a message of peace. Every educated university-going student would vouch for it, and definitely the values, the cultural values, the Islamic cultural values represented by the youth are just amazing, and I'm so happy about it. Of course, I know identity crisis started from Afghan war, and then war and terror happened. Everybody knows that story, and Pakistanis have made some great achievements. So while I was thinking about science most of the time, there is this, while you're watching a lot of documentaries, there would be this statement by some of the documentaries that, okay, you want to understand the universe, the world really, the physics world really made a great contribution by understanding and proving that yes, there are gravity waves. It made global headlines. While we know about how star systems are formed, and how dust clouds transform into star system, and then planets are formed and orbit around star systems, and we know a lot about our solar system, and there are satellites, for example NASA's Voyager missions, and there are some satellites are in close proximity to the sun, observing physics, understanding physics. So there is a strong orientation. But then something which everybody would, as far as I have seen so many documentaries, they would not tell anything about it, but would say that but we don't know about this mysterious force which is dark matter. And dark matter is something which is which holds the universe and the galaxies together. But since nobody has seen it, and there is no scientific instrument that had observed it, there is no physics available, there is no science available. We don't understand how dark matter works really. And then, of course, reading, and then a few months ago I started having a conversation with Microsoft Copilot, and then we had a great conversation through understanding physics, state-of-the-art physics theories. That what if dark matter is a higher dimensional physical phenomena, and Microsoft Copilot agreed with me that okay, yeah, that's a lot of possibility. And then he said that, I mean, dark matter is something which does not interact with this three-dimensional world, and therefore it has no role to play. This especially when you hear this word dark matter, and something dark, some kind of a web, I mean, a scary web of darkness spread all across the universe.